60 on it today, boy. That's what I want.
Now,
So,
CCIP is super fuego. I love it. It just needs to wait. Just wait.
super fuego. I've never heard you say that. So,
Super fuego.
well, good morning, guys. I know we were joking around a little bit just to get the energy up. And for everyone on YouTube, you already know it. Smash that like button and that subscribe button. Come on, give us a follow. I promise you, you're going to love it. So, with that being said, let's jump right in because we got some stocks that are running hot. CCIV, come on, you already know it. We've been trading this, I think since the beginning of the year. And yesterday got an extreme pop with news that they are closing the deal or near closing the deal with Lucid Motors. So that was the whole speculation as to why this SPAC was just running. And now we've finally are getting close to the deal actually occurring. It's about to break out at $55, which was yesterday's highs. So I'm hoping, and I know Taj is hoping that it kind of stays put here because once it breaks out at 55, you definitely want to be long. I'm already long this stock. I've got $60 calls that I'm swinging as of yesterday. So I'm already in it. I do want it to kind of hang in here so that everyone else can get in. So with that being said, if we see it break above 55, and definitely if it breaks above the pre-market high, which is like 55.40, you want to be long this name. You definitely want to be long this name. Here, CCIV calls for March. Yes, I'm in March expiration for CCIV. So that's CCIV. I like that a lot. EH. So check this out. I unfortunately did not see this stock until like after hours yesterday. But a short seller came out and pretty much investigated the hell out of this company, went to their manufacturing site in China, and pretty much came out and said that they're a fraud. They took videos, they interviewed employees, they just did a really, really good job of investigating the company. It traded down, it was at $120 and change, traded all the way down to like $40. Insane move. I wish I saw this because we would have shorted the hell out of it. But nonetheless, we are a day late to it. But today, yeah, I'm about to go overload in a moment, but it did break out. The way I see it is this: in pre-market, it did kind of set a little bit of a double bottom here at the $40 range, and it popped up back to 50. It is heavy. Let's look at the short interest on this. The short seller is short, and I'm sure there are a lot of shorts on this name right now. So let's see what the short float is. Oh, not even that much. Oh my God, look at the shares outstanding. 3.2 million shares. The float is nothing. The shares outstanding is not. Wow. Okay. So this is why this stock can really move. I checked with Merrill Edge. I can short the stock, so I'm gonna be a little bit of a short bias on this one. I think this can crash a little bit more. However, it is popping up, trending above the 8 MA. So if it breaks above, 52, we could go for a long. We'd have to put our stops at like $48. If it breaks above 56, then you can potentially test, 60, 64 range, right? Which was the pre-market high from this morning. So I'm going to keep an eye on this one. However, if it fails 47, 46, and if it definitely fails 40, you want to be short the name because I think it could have some more downside on it. Pull up a longer term chart on this and pull up a weekly on it. It bounced right off on the weekly, the 13 MA, which was at $44. Literally bounced right off of it. If it fails 44 and it comes crashing down, I see $32 in the cards for EH. So I am going to keep this one on my A list along with CCIV. Another name that I am going to watch very closely and I want to trade is LODE. So LODE is a mining stock. Specifically what they do is they mine lithium. And as you know, electric vehicles and the manufacturing of electric vehicles require lithium, especially for the batteries, right? So A lot of investors and trading communities are going after these types of stocks because they're going down the supply chain for the electric vehicle market, which makes perfect sense. This stock closed yesterday at $2.25. It's trading at $10.60 already in pre-market. It's already had a big move, guys. But I think Taj confirmed that we can trade options. So if it trades above 11 bucks, you definitely want to be in this. Let's pull up a longer term chart. Wow. That's a 2-year chart. That's a 3-year chart. That's a 5-year chart. Okay, we finally got some data to look at. You got to pull up 5 years though. So, let's see. We could probably see definitely $11.50, $12.50. You could probably see. I mean, man, if this gets some good volume behind it, you could probably see like 15 bucks on this today, with the way that it's trading. So I would not be surprised, guys, if we see it break above 12.50 range. I think definitely 15 bucks is in the cards. So let's see. It's made a big move, so just be careful with it. Don't go chasing it. Wait for the setup. We can get in on it and make some good money. Another name that I want to keep on my radar is EBON. So this stock, they just came out this morning with news that they are going to start mining cryptocurrencies. And I did share that news in the Stock Alerts channel. So please take a look at that. It closed yesterday at $7.88. When that news came out, it did pop all the way to $10.60. If we start seeing this stock build some volume and we see some curling action, let's get in on this. I think this is going to be a very easy one to trade. And as you guys know, anything related to Bitcoin or cryptocurrency, anything related to electric vehicles, it's just running hot. So let's just stick and let's just focus where the herd is at when it comes to the day trading community, so that we can make that easy money. Another one that I really, really like is PLTR. So PLTR got some mixed reviews. We got some analysts that are giving it price target upgrades. We've got some analysts giving it downgrades. And look at it. In pre-market, it was at $29.30. It's trading down to $27.71. I actually wish it kind of held a little bit because I wanted to short it at $28, but I can't chase it now. I would love PLTR, honestly, to come back down to like the $25 range. That's where I see support. And if it does, I'm actually going to initiate a swing position and buy PLTR for a long-term hold. As you guys may know, I did trade PLTR during the IPO and I held a nice position at the $9 range. I sold too early. I sold at like $13, $14 and it just continued to like 45. So clearly I left a lot of money on the table. But from a day trading perspective, if this continues to sell off, I'm going to be on the short. However, I would love to see a pop, maybe retest that $28, curl down and fail, and we can go in for the short. Some other names that I really like, Bitcoin is hot. We all know that. Bitcoin hit almost $52,000, and right now it's trading at 51,100. It hit a high of 51,736. So because Bitcoin's hot, Riot is hot, Mara is hot, SOS is hot. A lot of these stocks that are trading and correlating with Bitcoin are gonna be in play. I personally love Mara because Merrill Edge allows me to short Mara, and I always want to have the ability to short and to go long, because if I can only go long, it limits my potential to make money from both ends of the trade. So I like to stick with Mara. If Mara breaks above 47.56, I like it for a long. Put your stops at $46. That's a $1.50 risk. If it breaks below 46, go in for the short. However, always keep an eye on Bitcoin here. And let me look at Bitcoin on the 5-minute time frame. Yeah, Bitcoin is it hit a low of 50,500, and now it's traded back up to 51,140. So Mara might catch a bid, and if it breaks above 47.56, I am definitely in that trade. So with that being said, I'm looking at the time. Let me pass it on to Taj so that you can go over your top stocks, man.
Yeah, so a couple of other names I'll to the list. One is going to be SOS. This is also a name that's pretty tied to Bitcoin. This also has options contracts available on a monthly time scale. So if you want to trade it aggressively, you can go to the options contracts with 2 days left. However, if you want to be a little more conservative, go out to the monthly, which has about 30 days left till the expiration. But I really like the pop that it had. It's been on a nice run over the past 3. This will be day number 4. Heavily traded. We're looking at 100 million plus shares every single day. Yesterday we did 181 million shares. And it's performing pretty nicely during the pre-market. We closed yesterday at 1184. We had a high of 1646, and we're currently trading around 1450. Clearly there's support down here around $13. We had a pretty significant pullback from that $16.50 high of about 3 points. But now we're starting to get a nice bounce up right back above some of the key moving averages. So the way I see it, if it can trade back above like $14.95, $15, we can look for a long, throw our stops around $14.40, and see if we can reclaim that $16 price level. If we can reclaim $16, we're taking off past the intraday high.
Yeah.
Let me double check to see if this is all-time high. This is not all-time high. All-time high is actually $128.
Jeez.
So
what year? How long ago?
This was in 2018, October 2018.
Damn.
So this is a stock that not saying it could hit that, but it has a history of being at that price level. So nonetheless, just keep an eye on it and see if it can really pick up some momentum. I think it's going to trade pretty similarly to some of the other names that we were looking at, the Mara, the Riot, those different names. But it's just another instrument. It's a little cheaper than Mara and Riot, so it's one that everyone should be able to play. Just be careful with the being too aggressive with these contracts, because the implied volatility, specifically on the February contracts, are very high. It's at 440%.
Oh wow.
So they are going to be pretty expensive for the most part. So just keep that in mind. Another name I want to keep an eye on, obviously, is just going to be NEO out of the gates. NEO is pretty weak. It's trading down to 58, closed yesterday around 59.23. If you guys remember from yesterday, it had a really nice pop that we took advantage of, but then it just completely gave out from that high. And now it's in a bit of trouble. We're back down to $58. We're actually below the moving averages, both the 8MA and the 20MA. And there's really no support until around $56 if it starts to break down. So the way I see it, as of now, NEO breaks down below 58. You can look for a short, and you can throw your stops around 58.30, right near that 8MA, and see if you can get a quick flush on it. But nonetheless, as you guys know, NEO's just been a stock. It moves very cleanly out of the gates, so I always want to watch it, no matter where it's at for the most part, just because we get what we're looking for out of the morning more oftentimes than not. Another name I want to keep an eye on is another weak name, and that's Apple. So Apple, similarly to NEO yesterday, was pretty choppy out of the gates, but then as we started breaking down below this 134.50, we finally got the flush that we were looking for down to 133, and it pretty much closed at that level, closed at 133.19, but now we're actually gapping down 2 points on Apple, and I drew some support lines here. Apple really doesn't have any support until 130.20, so that's about $1 away from the current price. So the way we can play it, Apple's forming a bear flag down here, right near the 8MA. If it starts to break below the low here, 130.93, you can look for a short. Throw your stops around 131.40, about a 50-cent risk, and that gives you enough time to test that 130.20. If Apple breaks 130.20, this is in trouble. Right? Mm-hmm. Apple's clearly showing some weakness here. If it starts to break below this key support level of 130.20, you can see it come back down here to test that 127, 126 range. So it's just a name I want to keep an eye on. If the market starts looking very weak, then we'll definitely look to take advantage of Apple on the short. One thing I want to do caution though of is just keep in mind that the market has been very choppy in the morning. So take that into consideration. If you're playing anything long, play anything short, be quick to go break even. Maybe reduce your size towards what you would normally do. Maybe cut it in half, right? I plan on doing that with the bigger names, like your Apples, Microsofts, SPYs, things like that. However, with some of the other names, the CCIB and Load and EBON, you don't really have to do that because those names are already moving. But that being said, one last name that I'll go over, which hasn't really gotten too much pre-market action, but I still want to keep an eye on it because there was some great news that came out with it, and that's the Boeing. I think Alex shared an article or some news earlier in the stocks and IPOs that the civilian aviation says Boeing 737 MAX authorized to fly. So that is really great news for Boeing. Although it is gapping down about 2 points, it's not on heavy volume, right? So I don't think the information has been digested too much for the overall market. So I'll just keep an eye on Boeing. I would prefer to play it to the upside if it can break back above that 217 level. Pretty much yesterday's high around 217.40, because Boeing looks great on the daily. It looks like it's primed to have a breakout. So if the market could help it out and give Boeing a pop, I think it looks great for long. Again, it would have to prove itself. It's more so on my B list if it can start reclaiming yesterday's high, but it has some work to do. And then I obviously just want to keep an eye on the overall market in SPYs. SPYs are pretty weak as of now, gapping down about 1.5 $1.50. We did test all-time highs yesterday, 394.17. We hit it, but then the market started to break down a bit, closed at 392.30, and it's just been very choppy, but it's still trending off of the 8MA. The daily 8MA is at 390.05, pretty much 390 at the whole as a whole number.
Right.
We're currently trading at 390.68, and I really just want to watch to see how price interacts with the daily 8MA. It's been trending off of the daily 8MA off of the past few weeks here. So this is going to be a good time to see what the SPYs want to do, which direction it wants to choose for the short term, because it has been so choppy over the past few days. So hopefully we can catch the market, choosing a direction here. But for the most part, I mean, the A list for me is going to be compiled of pretty much a lot of the names Alex went over: Load, EBON, SOS, Mara, and CCIV. Some of the B list names: Neo, Apple, and then Boeing and SPYs. You can more so throw on a C list than anything. But let's stick to the names that are moving. I think that's going to be the main thing today. If you do plan on trading the market, just reduce your size, right? Don't play too heavy. Let's make some money. Let's get to it.
That's exactly right. Exactly right, man. Yeah, I think today's gonna be a good day, and you said it best, man. Let's just don't try to be a millionaire in one day. Let's trade with good size, but not crazy size where if the trade goes against us, we get hurt really badly. So that's one thing that I'm personally going to do today. I'm just going to trade with a little bit of smaller size, and I just want to make sure that I'm capturing the move on these stocks, right? I just shared in the Stock Alerts channel, the management company from EH, they did come out and give a defense on the short seller report. So typically when that happens, you can see the stock pop up a little bit. But let's see what the market, how the market digests, this defense, right? That they're putting out there. So with that being said, guys, thanks for tuning in on YouTube. Come check us out at Stack Trading. You can join our community for free and day trade with us for a 3-day free pass. And if you love what you see, guys, you can subscribe and trade with us every single day. So trade responsibly. We'll see you guys tomorrow.